Welcome to the Moms Being Moms podcast, where we swap our weekly mom moments, wins and fails, then cover stories of moms being moms, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm Jessica.
I'm Sam.
I'm Whitney.
And let's mom it out. All right, so I have a mom win, and it is I have reached pre-fourth baby weight.
Nice.
So I'm a couple pounds away from second baby weight, and then a couple pounds away from there to pre-baby's weight. So super excited when I saw the number, literally last week. I was like, oh, I did it! Perfect timing. So yeah, and someone at the gym, I think it was yesterday, she was like, I don't know if anyone's told you this, but you're looking really good. And I was like, oh, thank you.
I was literally bringing me to tears.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going on a cruise next week, so I like really wanted to get in shape. And she was like, you did it. You're great. And I was like, it was so sweet.
I would hug that woman.
I know. I'm not a big hugger, but thought about it for a quick second.
I was admiring your traps from here, so
thank you. Thanks. Been doing a lot of body pump, so
it's working.
But yeah, I announced it to my kids in the car the other day, and my daughter, of course, was like, "If you say so, Mom."
Got kids to humble you real quick.
Oh yeah, we were talking about swimmers. Okay, the next time my kids see Wyatt, they might ask him if he's ever shaved himself before, because we were talking about our theme the prior week was sports, and we talked about swimming and the different strokes, and I talked about how like Wyatt swam. And then I randomly mentioned like people shaving so they would be like smooth, and that's how they're like, wait, did Wyatt shave his legs? And I was like, please ask if he has ever shaved his legs.
I'm not even gonna warn him or prepare him for that conversation.
And then I was like, yeah, usually like if we watch the Olympics, swimmers are usually like tall and skinny, and I was like,
broad shoulders.
Yeah, I was like, but I'm not a very good swimmer. And Lily was like, yeah, because you are neither of those. And I was like, so I was like, I mean, you're not wrong. I'm not a swimmer. I'm not built like a swimmer, built like a gymnast, if anything. So kids.
That's funny. Mine's a mom fail. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's a win and a fail, I guess. Let's just... my oldest has been to the ER twice now since the end of school. And I mean, like, the first one... Well, I guess the first one was, like, the last week of school. And he ended up actually missing 2 days of his last week.
Aww.
Or at least a day. Nope, I think it was 2 days. Because... this happened, the last week of school, and he kept complaining that his belly was hurting every time he was eating. Now, my oldest is also a very picky eater, so there are some times where I swear he just uses it as an excuse so he doesn't have to finish his meals. But it kept getting, like, more frequent, where he just didn't want to finish his meals. He kept having, like, really bad stomach pains. So I think it was actually on Memorial Day where we had gotten up, I had given him something for breakfast, he had started eating it, and then immediately was like, I can't finish this, my stomach hurts. And I'm like, why don't you just take a break and then we'll come back and see if you want to finish it later. And he absolutely didn't want to. And this was like day 3, I think, or 4 of him just barely eating. And I'm like, okay, you're a picky eater, but you're not that much of a picky eater. And then that afternoon, we had gone somewhere to eat, and it was like one of his like favorite meals. I can't remember exactly. But again, he took a couple bites and then didn't want to finish it. And I was like, okay, something's wrong. And then he was like hunching over fetal position, crying about how bad his stomach was hurting. And I was like, okay, something's not right. So I believe we were out to lunch somewhere, probably with my parents actually. And I was like, well, we gotta go. I gotta take him. And I'm like, of course it's Memorial Day, so pediatrician's not open. Yeah. So I'm like, off to the ER we go. And just from personal experience, I will not take my kid anywhere other than Inova Children's Hospital. I know it's more of a drive. I just have always had great experiences there. You get seen fairly quickly, depending on, obviously the day. But so we get home, and there is bloody vomit on my floor. So I'm just going to throw that in there because, of course, you can't just have one thing happening at a time. So one of my dogs apparently had eaten something and then puked blood all over my floor. So I'm like, okay, do I take the kid to the ER? Do I take the dog to the ER? So obviously I was like, well, sorry, Hank, you gotta wait. I had found out that it had to have been him because of the way he was acting and not my 12-year-old dog who was acting completely fine. No, it had to be the 6-year-old or 5-year-old dog. So ended up taking him to the ER. We're talking, could he have eaten anything? And I'm like, no, this kid has never put anything in his mouth. Hasn't even tried. I was like, he's a picky eater. And they were feeling his stomach. And they were like, I don't know, it feels pretty full. Has he been going to the bathroom regularly? And I said, yeah, he's a very regular goer. So we get in there, they're talking, and then well, we're just going to take an x-ray because his abdomen's just not feeling right. So they take an x-ray, and all they had to do was take one x-ray. And then they were like, okay, well, we'll go get the doctor. I'll have the doctor take a look at these. And right then and there I knew. I was like, well, they obviously had seen something. Yeah. Well, literally, apparently this kid was full of shit. Just so constipated, this poor kid. And I was like, but he's been going to the bathroom. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I have been going. But apparently it wasn't enough because they were shocked at how much.
Oh, really?
You shocked.
Wow.
To the point where they were like, he can't go to school tomorrow because once we start him on this medication, he's just going to be going.
Oh, wow.
So they actually wrote him in absence for 2 days. 2 days later to keep him out of school. And I was like, oh my God, should I be concerned?
Right, I'm a little worried for your bathroom.
Yeah.
Kid's butt.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is my sensitive kid. This is not going to go over well. And he was obviously a little sad to not miss school or whatever, right. But he understood because nobody wants to be pooping at school and being stuck in a bathroom, which this kid has happened to multiple times. So yeah, that happened. So now we obviously have to be super cautious about him, and now of course every time he goes to the bathroom, he has to announce it. He's like, "Are you gonna look at it?" No, don't want to look at it today, buddy. You're good. Just as long as you're going.
The 3-year-old who walks in the room and announces, "How many was there?"
Yeah.
Please, stop. You're just reverting.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was. I was like, oh, I felt bad. I didn't know that was what was going on. I'm like, for all I knew, he was going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And we've never had that issue.
Right.
Because even the nurses were like, is this an ongoing issue with him? And I'm like, never. I've never had an issue with him. So, but lesson learned with that one.
Yeah.
Make sure your kid's pooping regularly, even at 5. Thought we were past that. Happy summer.
Yeah.
Mine is more a fun thing. I don't know if it's a win or a lose. It's probably always both, I decided to bring home 20 chicks. So.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have 20 chicks. I don't know how many are roosters. We'll find out soon. Well, whatever. Who cares? So now I'm just feeding a lot of chickens. But the downside of that is my husband was in the middle of building me a barn, so he has paused on that to build a chicken coop. So anyway, I can't. That's my own fault. However, it has been really fun to see my kids, especially my youngest, who's just all about these birds.
Yeah.
She just has one in her hand at any given time, and I'm not really sure how she got in there or how she got one out. It's just been very comical and very fun for them to experience chicks from very little, because they're figuring out who's nice and who's not nice and which one they love and which one they don't. No, can we keep a boy, please, because we love him. And so it's just been a fun summer project with the chicks. The bunny isn't real sure about these chicks because I keep putting them to free range in the woods right beside him, and they kind of ooh, what are you? And the bunny goes to the top of his little enclosure and hides from him. So it's been. I'm starting quite the funny farm. It's been fun. That's my summer project, is chicks for the kids and watching them learn about embryology.
Good responsibility too, because they're pretty easy to manage. Like feeding them, make sure they have water. All of that's.
I think the biggest downside is we didn't have anywhere for them to go, so I'm moving them in, moving them out, moving them out, putting them under a playpen that doesn't have a zipper door, so we have to lift up the playpen real fast and shove them under there before the 15 others get out, which usually doesn't go very well. And so I will say they're all very. I mean, even the crazy ones are like, oh, damn it, not again. So, a lot of it used to being handled. I can say that.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, it has been quite this.
Oh man, if your kids tell my kids about chicks, I'm gonna have to come to your house.
Come visit anytime.
They were just talking about chicks the other day.
Wanting them?
Yeah, just randomly. Can we have chicks? And it's I don't think so. And then they just went on this tangent all about chicks. And I was like, why are we talking about chicks? What?
It's okay. 3 of mine died. That's another thing that happened after the beach. The last night, 3 of them didn't go in before the door shut. And we had a fox on camera, walking around the outside of the fenced-in area. And so we actually were playing games at the beach, and then someone had mentioned a siren. So I did my outdoor camera and set the siren off, and I think it scared it away for a while.
Oh, nice.
And then it had come back again, but then it had gone away. And then I had pictures of them at 4 a.m. still alive.
Oh, wow.
And then we got home, and they were all dead. They're gone.
They're gone.
Poof, there's just others. So now I'm only down to 3 chickens. Only one of them is laying, so I'm only getting 1 egg. Because we had a fox attack and take 2 others a couple months ago. So, I mean, that's 5 chickens down.
Yeah.
Wyatt's well, we can redo the chicken coop. I was like, no. I'm not redoing the chicken coop to have 3 chickens in it. That's not worth it. Save it for the next house. But yeah.
The nice part is you don't get overly attached. I mean, I'm sure you get attached, but
they took my favorite one.
I'd say at the same part, it's they are just chickens, but dang it,
I had one that would come out every time I'd let them out, and she would run up and squat down. You'll see them when they get older. They squat and they put their feathers out, and she always wanted me to pick her up. So sometimes we'd walk to the mailbox and get the mail, or I'd get Wells off the school bus. Yeah.
It's always the good ones.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, damn, you're too friendly. You probably walked up to the fox because you're so used to the damn dogs. And I was like, oh, are you a friendly face? Nope.
New dog around here?
Yeah. Welcome. Yeah.
All right. Well, this week I have for us Debra McCurdy. You won't recognize that name. Maybe as we get into it, you'll recognize her daughter. This is a bad mom. Debra McCurdy. Let's give this mom her moment. She is the mom to 4. She was born July 17th, 1957. Her family were members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which I believe are Mormons. I don't have much about her early ages, except for that she did want to be an actress when she was younger, but her parents would not let her. I don't know if it was a religion thing, a money thing, or if they were just being good parents, but they said no. And that stays with her. She marries Mark McCurdy in 1980 at the age of 22, and they go on to have 4 kids, Dustin, Marcus, Scott, and Jennette. Debra is diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer when Jennette is only 2. She does beat it, however. She goes into remission after a bone marrow transplant, chemotherapy, breast surgery, and radiation sessions. And this should be great news, right? Debra, believing she was going to die, recorded a video of her singing lullabies to her children, which is normal and sweet and okay. Despite surviving, she made it a ritual to watch this video weekly after church. Every week after church, they would watch this video, ensuring that the pity and guilt would be continuous. She frames this as they should be grateful that she is still alive, but the cancer could come back at any time, so they have to continue to cherish her existence every day. Debra also shames her kids, specifically Jennette, every time they watch it. So Jennette's 4, and she is singing Jingle Bells in the background of the video. And every time Debra mentions, look how Jennette's ruining my video.
Oh my God.
And so I don't know if it's cancer can change a person for sure. So I don't know if this next part is because of the cancer, or if she was always like this, but she's a hoarder. She fills her house with objects the family can't afford, and the kids don't have their own bedrooms. They sleep on floor mats in the living room instead of their beds. Every room is packed. Her parents move in to the house during the cancer treatments, and they end up just staying there. Their room is also stuffed. The only space is the bed for them to sleep on. Debra and Mark's room is not so lucky. Their bed is stuffed. There's just enough space for Mark to sleep on this little sliver of the bed. Debra typically sleeps on the couch to be near the kids. She constantly fights and puts down Mark, sometimes becoming violent. Jennette recounts a time in her memoir, which is the main source for this episode. Her mother chases her father with a knife. Her mother accuses her father of having affairs and being lazy, prone to kicking him out of the house. She was very prone to emotional outbursts, so the whole family walked on eggshells around her. So Mark, for himself, was trying his best. He worked 2 blue-collar jobs to financially support the family. They were super poor. They only could afford where they lived because of his parents, whom they rented from. So Debra's dad and her mom, they moved into the house. Debra's dad worked at Disneyland. Her mom worked too. Everybody was contributing to keep the house going. Debra was a big fan of playing the cancer card. She often used her cancer as a way to delay bill payments, like being like, I'm sorry, I had cancer, so please don't kick us out of our house. And it was very embarrassing to the kids. Like, all of this was not great for the kids. When Jennette is 6, Debra talks her into wanting to become an actress. Jennette does not want to do it, but could sense the storm if she does not go along with it, so she says, sure, Mommy. Yes, I want to be an actress like you did. So at the age of 8, she starts her acting career. She starts like in the background of some things, but her first like kind of thing is on the adult comedy sketch show Mad TV, which is kind of funny to me because her mother is like she's pretty religious and she was like anti certain things, but you can be on Mad TV. She goes on to be in several television series, including CSI, Malcolm in the Middle, Law and Order, Medium, Judging Amy. She's on a lot of like crime shows because she was really good at crying on cue. Ooh. Which, if a kid's good at crying on cue, you might want to like question that. I don't know. She's so good at crying on cue. She's actually in the feature film Hollywood Homicide. And in 2025, she was nominated for Young Artist Award for Best Performance in a Television Series, guest starring young actress for her performance in the drama series Strong Medicine. She's also in a commercial for Sprint. So in 2007 to 2012, she stars as Sam Puckett in the Nickelodeon TV series iCarly. Do you guys know iCarly?
Yes.
Yeah, she is Sam, the blonde.
Huh.
Yeah. This leads to the spin-off where she stars alongside Ariana Grande in the Nickelodeon series Sam and Cat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the whole single time, like all of it, Jennette hated it. She hated it. And the whole time her mom was there, always pushing for bigger roles, changing managers, using the cancer card to go backstage when other parents were not allowed. She would dye Jennette's hair, whiten her teeth when she was only 8 years old, to keep her daughter to look like the perfect blonde girl. God. When Jennette had an audition that involved dancing that did not go well because Jennette didn't like to dance, she signed Jennette up for numerous dance lessons to be ready for the next one. Jennette did tell her mom once she was done acting when she was like 10, and she said, I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. Which, if your kid says that,
right.
Instead, her mom lost it. Like, literally had a meltdown. You can't quit. This was our chance. This was our chance. Is all chance. Jennette quickly was like, never mind. I'm good. I still love it. It's good. Like, oh God, this poor girl. Jennette actually wrote a screenplay when she was young too, and she was so excited to show her mom, but of course her mom wasn't into it. She shot it down, didn't even look at it, and basically said, but you're such a good actress. You still want to be an actress, right? Like, that's what she wanted for Jennette. So Jennette wanted it for herself. At 10, Jennette notices she's starting to develop up top. And she first freaks out because she thinks it's cancer. Because, of course, all they talk about is cancer in the house. Mm-hmm. So she freaks out, tells her mom, and her mom's like, no, honey, like, you're just developing breasts. Like, that's normal. And then Jennette starts kind of panicking because she is small. She's on the smaller side. So if she has a chest, she's not going to be cast for younger roles, for which they like to cast her for because she is older, so she follows directions. So it was like Jennette kind of then starts freaking out a different way. Unfortunately, it's because she's like a key financial contributor to the house now. So in her mind, she's like, if I don't get jobs, like we don't have things.
Too much for
also, my mom will be unhappy because I'm not being cast for things. So like this poor girl at 10 is like doing all of these things. So she's freaking out and she's like, but mom, like, what do I do? Like, I can't develop. And her mom was like, we can stop it. And she introduces her to calorie restriction.
Oh my gosh.
She is 10. So calorie restriction, of course, is a code word for anorexia. Her mom coaches her on how to eat 500 to 1,000 calories every day. Jennette drinks coffee to suppress her appetite. Debra gives Jennette tons of diet books that Jennette just reads through all. And the thing is, they do it together. Debra herself is like probably anorexic. So they are on an anorexic journey together with her 10-year-old. Debra takes her to the doctor for a normal exam, and of course the doctor is like, something's wrong. She's very skinny. And he talks to Debra outside in the hallway and is like, this is the age where we can see anorexia develop. Is everything okay? Jennette hears her mom tell the doctor, she's eating fine. I haven't noticed any changes. Which of course confuses Jennette because her mom is leading the charge on the calorie restriction. So why is she lying to the doctor? A dance mom confronts Debra, like in a good way, like offering her a doctor recommendation because they had a girl go through that before. So she's like, she's small, like she might be anorexic. We've seen this. Here's a doctor. And Debra blows them off. And she tells Jennette, they're just jealous of how good you look. So sad. So Debra's breast cancer returns, and it actually gets into her brain in 2010.
Is that what we were all thinking?
So this is 2010. At this time, she had pushed Jennette towards a music career because everybody's doing it. All the actresses are getting into music, so you have to do it too. So they go to Nashville. They decided on country music. And Jennette was due to go on tour. So she does the tour without her mom. And this was the first time really away from her. She really enjoyed herself and like actually ate food. When she returns, her mother says to her, what happened? You're getting chunky. We've got to get you on a diet. This is getting out of hand. All right, so this part is a little rough. She also makes comments about her hair looking greasy because Debra was still bathing her children. As teenagers, Debra still had the kids together in the shower and she would wash their hair. No. Jennette recounted being in the shower with her 16-year-old brother. Like her and her brother would get in and like literally just turn away from each other so they wouldn't have to look at each other. And Debra would wash their hair. And this is a trigger warning for this next part. Might sense where I'm going. Debra would also perform exams on Jennette, both her breasts as well as below. These exams were intrusive. She claimed it was to check for cancer. Mm-hmm. These showers and exams continued until she was 17 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm currently in the middle of the show, 1923, so I find this extra offensive. Little Indian girl.
Yes.
I hate people.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not. Sorry.
It was rough. So due to Jennette's schedule and Debra's cancer, Jennette ended up getting her own place to be closer to the studio. So she goes to move in. Debra and her dad are with her. Debra asks to spend the first night. She asks every night after that to stay until it's just assumed Jennette's own first place was not really hers after all. Jennette gets a boyfriend, and he obviously cannot come to the apartment because her mom can't know about a boyfriend. So she lies and says she's staying with her co-star Miranda from iCarly. Her mom is first at pouty, like, oh, you can't leave me here. And then she, like, snaps. She hurls a remote at Jennette, then calls her a filthy little lying whore, and continues yelling until Jennette flees. Her mom does eventually move out because she has daily appointments for the cancer and she has to be like closer to the doctor's office. She calls Jennette 10 times a day just to keep tabs on things. As part of the 5th season wrap gift for iCarly, Jennette and her boyfriend went to Hawaii. She is 18. Okay. Of course, she did not tell Debra who her guest was, but while on the trip, paparazzi snapped pictures of her and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is actually like kind of older than her. But she is 18, so whatever.
That's not good examples.
The next morning after the photos are published, Jennette has 37 missed calls, 16 voicemails, and emails from her mom. In the emails, her mom calls her a little slut, a floozy, all used up, liar, conniving, evil. She calls her pudgier and claims she is eating her guilt.
Oh my God.
Thinking of you with his ding-dong inside of you makes me sick. They were, for the record, they weren't even having sex, but she called her an ugly monster, and she told her that Debra and her brothers disowned Jennette. She ends the email with, love mom, or should I say Deb, since I am no longer your mother. P.S. Send money for a new fridge. Ours broke. I just can't with that. Weird. I hate you, but I need money for a fridge. Her boyfriend is a good boyfriend, and he takes the phone away from Jennette because he's like, this is obviously toxic and not great. Jennette gets her hands on her phone a few days later, though, when the vacation ends, and she has another 45 missed calls and 22 emails. And one of the emails, she tells Jennette she had wrote a note and posted it to an online fan club of Jennette's to get fans to, like, disown Jennette. So, like...
Oh, my gosh.
Yep. And one of the emails she wrote... You caused my cancer to come back. I hope you're happy knowing this. You have to live with this fact. You gave me cancer. When Jennette returns from her vacation and she confronts her mom, they don't talk about it. They just move on. They never talk about it. So the cancer eventually wins, and after several what appeared to be the end events from which Debra recovers, she passes away September 20th, 2013. However, that's not the end of our story. She still greatly impacts Jennette, obviously. Jennette ends up abusing alcohol, which leads to binge eating, which leads to bulimia, because she still has to be skinny. That's ingrained in her. It takes her years to recover, but with the help of a therapist, considers herself fully recovered now. During that journey, she began to talk about her relationship with her mother. And up until this point, she just thought that was her mom, that everything was fine. She starts realizing how unhealthy and actually abusive it was. Jennette also stated in an interview she did not receive all of her payment from acting as a minor because her account was not properly filed. So basically she was supporting the family financially all those years. Her mom used all the money to pay for their lives. She didn't overspend, but it's she didn't leave Jennette anything. After Debra's death, Mark revealed to the kids he was not their bio dad.
Oh my God.
In her memoir, Jennette identifies her biological father as being a jazz musician named Andrew. Mark and Debra were married, but she had an affair with this guy and had not one, but three. Three of these children were not Mark's. The other guy said he tried to have custody, but Debra claimed he was abusive and got full custody. And it's just ironic because Debra constantly was like, when Mark would come home late from working, she would accuse him of having an affair. She would kick him out of the house because she was like, you're cheating on me. And she would also yell at him in front of the kids, like, well, aren't you going to take your kids to the park? They are your kids. You should have a relationship with them.
What a
the audacity.
Psychopath.
Yes. So there were a couple articles that I read, and they all pretty much agreed that Debra probably suffered from a narcissistic personality disorder, which is a mental health condition characterized by an extreme sense of self-importance, a deep need for excessive admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. People with this often experience troubled relationships as they tend to exploit others and struggle to handle criticism. In 2017, in light of Jennette, kind of figuring this all out and working through it, she quits acting and pursues writing and directing. In 2020, she creates and stars in a one-woman tragic comedy show, I'm Glad My Mom Died, in various theaters in Los Angeles and New York. Her memoir is released in 2022 called I'm Glad My Mom Died. So, of course, that's why I was like, I think I need to read this book and talk about it on the podcast. It is ranked number 1 on the New York Times bestseller list for 8 weeks following its release. And because of how great it did, she actually has a 2-book deal, and she already put out one of them. I think it's called Half His Age, which I was hearing got really good reviews. So she is a really good writer, despite her mom putting her down all those years ago. She's apparently a very good writer. July of last year, she announced they were going to adapt I'm Glad My Mom Died into a television series. Well, she'll serve as the showrunner, but it will also star Jennifer Aniston. So Jennette ends her book reflecting on her mom's gravestone. The family couldn't decide what it should say, so it says a bunch of different things. It's like...
Spiteful bitch.
It should. It says brave, kind, loyal, sweet, loving, thoughtful, hopeful, playful, a bunch of shit. And it's all things that, as moms, I would like to be called that. But Jennette kind of ends the book. Was she really any of those things? Don't think so.
No.
That's Debra McCurdy. What a mom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more thankful for my mom.
Yeah, right?
The worst part about all that is when that kind of abuse happens, they think it's normal. They don't know what's normal.
I know, because they're so young. I mean, they don't.
Yeah.
And who are you going to talk about it with? Because nobody wants
Exactly.
to talk about it, so you're not going to ask your friend when you're 12.
Right.
Hey, is your mom doing this?
Yeah,
is this normal?
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, it only happened because she was getting therapy for the binge eating, and then the therapist was like, let's talk about your mom. And she was like, what about my mom? Yeah, she was fine. She was great. I love my mom. And then she was like, okay, tell me more. And it just opened up everything. And it's so sad. She was just thought it was fine.
I couldn't be happier that mom died.
Yeah, I'm glad my mom died. It was the main source of this, and it was a hard. Some parts were very hard, but it was I'm sorry your mom died, but I think it was good. I think that might have worked out for you.
Yeah.
Well, that was our episode. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at momsbeingmomspodcast. Gmail is momsbeingmomspodcast@gmail.com. Remember to email us your mom wins and fails so we can cover them on this podcast too for funsies. Review, subscribe, all the things, and we'll see you next week. Mom's out.